Today we're going to talk about how I eat one meal a day and I'm healthy and I get all the nutrients that I actually need. Hello, Wellness Warriors. Welcome to Mind Blowing Health and Wellness with Violet. I'm Violet. The reason that I make these videos is to help everyone to understand that when mental health and physical health are working well together, that's when we have that overall sense of well-being. If you have friends and family that you think could benefit from this message, please feel free to share the video and, of course, hit that like button. So let's start with what it is that our body actually needs each and every day in order to survive. On a daily basis, we need fat, protein, carbohydrate, vitamin, minerals, water, every day to survive. So of these necessities that we need every single day, which do we actually need to eat to get? Okay, protein, fat, vitamins, minerals. I didn't say water. In fact, every time you take a shower, your body can soak up water. Theoretically, you don't actually have to eat or drink anything to get water. We do get water from all the foods we eat, but we don't need to get water that way. And the other thing I didn't say was carbohydrates. Now, why is it that we don't need to eat carbohydrates? Because our body actually makes them. We do not need any external source for carbohydrates. Our body makes all that we would ever need. When we eat a variety of animal protein, so when we eat nose to tail, we actually get all the protein, fat, vitamin, and minerals that we need. Liver is especially high in vitamin and minerals. So in fact, if I were to decide to become a carnivore and eat only meat, my body would be healthy because it would make its own carbohydrate and I would live a healthy life. So, since it's the case that my body makes carbohydrates, and since it's the case that if I eat only meat, I can get everything that I need, is it possible for me to consume in one meal everything I need to fuel my day? Absolutely. And the number one reason that that's the case is because calories isn't the measure of what my body actually needs. When we step away from this idea of calories and we really focus on eating to satiation and eating what is healthy for our body, meat, fish, eggs, then first of all, these are very satiating things to eat. But second of all, they're providing my body with a clean energy source, and they're providing my body with the building blocks that it needs. And I'm not a doctor, but what I have noticed from living a ketogenic lifestyle now for 3 years is that my calorie count doesn't touch the way that I feel day to day. So what I mean by that is, when I look at my history of eating and the amount of calories I needed to eat to get through a day, and I was still lacking in energy, I was way overweight, and I was not building a healthy body. Compared to today, the amount of calories that I eat, and I'm healthy, and I have energy, I'm building a great body, I don't have inflammation, and from day to day, my calorie count fluctuates, and it fluctuates greatly. So, if I were only looking at calorie count, this wouldn't make sense to me. But what I've noticed is, if I do many multiple days in a row where I'm basically carnivore or very close to carnivore, the amount of calories I eat goes down. And not a doctor, but my interpretation of this is the more carbohydrates that I poison my body with, the harder my body needs to work to solve the metabolic issues that are happening within me, meaning the more cleanup that has to happen and the more sugar that's being put away and the more conversions that need to happen, and all this processes inflammation that's happening that it needs to solve. All these processes means my body actually needs to use more energy. Versus if I'm being very efficient in the food that I feed me, my body doesn't actually need as much energy. So again, when I do multiple days in a row where there's carbohydrates on my plate, then I see that my calorie count is higher. First of all, just because there's carbohydrates on my plate. But second of all, I do believe that it stays higher eventually, like over the course of the next few days, because of that, because my body needs more energy to accomplish what it's trying to accomplish. Now, there's another thing that I've noticed, which is that when I eat more of a carnivore style lifestyle and my body is just getting what it needs to survive, I become satiated on the meats that I'm eating, on the eggs that I'm eating. I still can eat a large amount of them. So it's not like I'm saying that my calorie count is low when I'm eating carnivore style, because the truth is, I can eat a good amount of meat. And when I feel satiated and I stop, a good amount of meat was eaten so that my calorie count is still relatively high. And yet, I'm not gaining weight. I haven't poisoned myself. And because meat does have vitamins and minerals in it, and especially if you choose the right ones, if you eat eggs, another great example of something that's high in vitamin and minerals, you are giving your body what it needs. It's important for us to understand that when we continue to focus on eating vegetation, we continue to put our body in the situation where it needs to manage oxalates, lectins, and other defense mechanisms that plants have to protect themselves against animals eating them. Even if these foods are low glycemic, these other things are still there. We mistakenly believe that we need to eat plants to get antioxidants, and we ignore the fact that our body creates its own antioxidants. Again, we make antioxidants that are healthy for animals because we are animals. And plant antioxidants are not as efficient and effective for the human as animal antioxidants that we make for our own bodies are. Some of the animal antioxidants that are in us, for example, are alpha lipoic acid, uric acid, glutathione, and there are more. Like, we make antioxidants because that's part of how our body protects us. What's important for all of us to understand is how food affects us. It's important for you to understand what your body needs and how you can give it what it needs. Remember, we eat fat and protein for fuel and building blocks. We eat carbohydrates for fun. Guys, I really want you to do me a favor and like this video because it helps the YouTube algorithm to push it out to more people. And there are more people that need this message. There are some videos on the screen right there that are going to help you to improve your health. Share the video and please subscribe. Wellness Warriors, I'm always happy that you come back, and everybody who's new, welcome. I want to thank you for watching Mind Blowing Health and Wellness with Violet. I cannot wait to talk to you again next week.